Procrastination, the art of delaying tasks and putting off important responsibilities, is a universal human experience that has puzzled and frustrated individuals throughout history. It is that irresistible urge to check social media instead of tackling a looming deadline, or to start a new hobby instead of doing household chores. Despite our best intentions, procrastination often creeps into our lives, leading to stress, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled potential. The Stoics, including philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, were deeply concerned about procrastination. With numerous responsibilities in their lives, they couldn't afford to procrastinate. Overcoming procrastination is not easy, as we often prefer instant gratification over making an effort. However, discipline and overcoming procrastination complement each other. It's astonishing that Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and historical philosopher, had the same hours in a day as you and I do to accomplish his work and fulfill his responsibilities. He managed to be an emperor, govern the most extensive and powerful empire of antiquity, be a philosopher, writer, take care of his wife, create laws, attend trials, lead armies, and guide the Roman people through a terrible plague. He achieved all this while remaining just and avoiding vices or temptations that other emperors fell into. The key to Marcus Aurelius's success was that he always had a routine and developed habits in his life that allowed him to overcome laziness and avoid procrastination. In the end, that's the key to not procrastinating, having a routine. Marcus Aurelius turned all his responsibilities into a fundamental part of his life, just as we need to eat, wash ourselves, and sleep. He turned these responsibilities into something essential, something he couldn't live without accomplishing. All the wise men throughout history understood, as did Aristotle, that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. For example, for Marcus Aurelius, the day began early. In his own words, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." There was no time for him to lie in bed. He began the day by writing in his personal diary, dedicating a few minutes to jot down his thoughts and organize his mind, recalling what was essential. Afterward, he prepared himself to face his responsibilities and the people around him. He would say to himself, "The people you will meet today are rude, ungrateful, insolent, ill-tempered, selfish. They will give themselves airs and expect you to fall in with their whims." Marcus Aurelius knew he couldn't let these people affect his judgment and happiness. He was clear that he should act as he deemed right. After that, Marcus Aurelius started with his most important responsibilities. He said, "Begin the morning by saying to yourself, 'I shall meet with the busybody, the ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, unsocial.' All these things happen to them by reason of their ignorance of what is good and evil." As you can see from his routine, there's no room for procrastination. Ever wondered how to adopt the mindset of Marcus Aurelius, defeat procrastination, get mentally ready, and foster good habits? Worry not, as I'm here to elucidate 7 tips that have personally enabled me to avoid procrastination. Number 1. Change your focus. Procrastination is a first-world problem. We procrastinate because we can afford to do so. Ask someone who doesn't have enough to eat if they ever procrastinate. Most of us live relatively comfortable lives, so we need to increase our sense of urgency when dealing with our responsibilities. When we procrastinate and have a deadline to meet our obligations, we end up doing everything at the last minute. Establish your own deadlines for fulfilling your responsibilities. This will increase your urgency to work and help you overcome procrastination. To ensure you meet the deadline you set, talk to a family member or friend and say that if you don't finish your task before the deadline, you'll have to give them some money. This punishment will force you to act before the deadline you chose. Remember, increasing your sense of urgency is crucial to stop procrastinating. Number 2, reorganize your responsibilities. Sometimes tasks we need to complete are difficult or time-consuming, and this can overwhelm us or make us anxious. In such cases, break down longer or more difficult tasks into smaller parts. Focus on each part as a single, shorter and more manageable task. This approach will likely help you tackle your responsibilities more effectively and avoid procrastination. Number 3, avoid low-level distractions. Usually when we procrastinate, the actions that replace what we should do are low-level distractions. These distractions involve wasting time on something that doesn't add anything to our lives. Moreover, deep down, you know you should be doing something else, so you don't fully enjoy this distraction. Change the order of actions. Work first, then have fun. Number 4, take the first step. Every procrastinator knows that the hardest part is always starting the task. Once you start, you've already overcome the most challenging part. Force yourself to begin. Don't think about how long it will take to finish the task or the difficulty of what you need to do. Just start with the first step. It's the hardest but the most important one, and it will give you the momentum to continue with the second, third, and fourth steps. Once you start, you won't want to stop because you know how difficult it is to restart or pick up where you left off. Number 5, use the 5C rule. Related to the previous point, one of the strategies to take the first step is the 5C rule. This rule involves counting from 0 to 5, and when you reach 5, you start the task. The idea is to clear your mind and not think about anything. Just start, count to 5, and start without second-guessing. This trick helps me a lot in life whenever I want to do something that bothers me. I count to 5, and without thinking, I just do it. Number 6, use the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a trick to divide your work time into more accessible portions, making facing your tasks easier. It's harder to start working if you think you have 5 hours of work ahead of you, but if you divide that time using the Pomodoro technique, it becomes more manageable. The technique involves working for 25 minutes straight and then taking a 5-minute break. This is called one Pomodoro. After 4 Pomodoros, take a 20-minute break and repeat the process. Everyone is capable of working for 25 minutes straight. If we realize that doing 4 Pomodoros means we work for 1 hour and 40 minutes with full focus, followed by a 20-minute break, focusing on 1 hour and 40 minutes of continuous work is challenging. With this trick, you can face work in 25-minute segments, which everyone can do with 100% productivity. Number 7, eliminate distractions. Our brain always seeks the easiest path. If you have your phone near your workspace, a video game, or anything that can distract you, remove all those distractions from your work environment. Create an environment that makes procrastination difficult, so that the only thing you can do is complete your task. Identify what things are preventing you from doing your work, and once you find out what they are, remove them from your workspace. This makes procrastination less easy. What do you think of these tips to avoid procrastination? I look forward to your comments. If you found this useful, please leave a like to reach more people with this philosophy. If you want to follow more content, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I hope this information has been as enriching for you as it has been for me.